that's what I say when I be telling the young brothers not to do it, because I know, and I did plenty of demonstrations on pimping and human trafficking, and I explained that they're not the same.
Yeah.
You know, human trafficking is a law that was initially made for people who bring young girls over here from foreign countries such as the Philippines, Africa, Nigeria, you know, South Africa, you know, different countries, and force them into labor.
Yeah.
That's what human trafficking was initially constructed for. That was why it was initially drafted. However, because it was a strategy and a stratagem by lawmakers and by the criminal justice system, it ultimately ended becoming a domestic law.
Yeah.
Where young African-American males and young white males and young brown and yellow males who don't understand the law end up being victims of that law. Mm-hmm. And what normally was a misdemeanor became a felony, and a lot of these guys start getting a lot of time. So as a elder statesman and as a watchman in the game, all I said was, listen, man, I'm going to throw an alarm clock in the graveyard, wake you suckers up. You know what I mean? Make sure that y'all don't get caught up and don't get caught up in the system, you know, and wake you players up. Some of y'all that's players and, you know, and really don't want to get caught up, or some of y'all that's some real P's, you know, and ain't just doing it, you know, just to be doing it. Because a lot of guys pimp just to trick, you know. A lot of guys, they pimp because they know if they get a real live hoe, you know, and she following orders. If he tell her to bend over, if he tell her to lay down, if he tell her to open her mouth, she gonna do it. You know, and you find a lot of guys out here, you know, they claim they pimping, but really, you know, they sexmen. You know, they professional sexmen. They having a lot of sex. You know, so I mean, you know, motivation Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite motivational speakers. He said that it was an old man, and this old man was very rich. He said that the old man said, "Listen, I have a deal for y'all." He said, in my backyard, there's a swimming pool, Olympic-size swimming pool. It's 100 yards. He said, whichever one of you guys, and there were several guys there, can swim from this end of the swimming pool back to where I'm at on this end of the swimming pool. He said, first prize would be $1 million.
Okay.
He said, the second prize, I'll give you a part of the ranch.
Okay.
He said, now the most important part of the deal is that you would get my daughter. Now, the thing that's going on with my daughter is that when I die, she owns all of my riches, all $100 million of my riches. And you would be married to her, you would be married into an heir. Before he could say the rest of the story, he heard a splash in the water. So he said, wow. And the guy swam so fast that he came back to the other side, and he came back to the other side. And the guy come out, he was dripping wet, and he asked the guy, he said, so what do you want? He said, do you want the $1 million? He said, do you want number 2, or do you want my daughter? The guy said, I don't want neither. He said, I want the son of a gun that pushed me in the water. So, you know, motivation is different. You know what I'm saying? You know, people could be motivated, you know, for financial gains. People could get pushed into a situation, you know, that calls them to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the one that offer all of these luxurious things. I want to be the one that push the young man in the water, you know, and motivate him, you know, to do for himself, you know, because self-preservation is the first law of nature. And all that guy wanted to do was save himself. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get these guys to save themselves.
Yeah.
I want them to think, you know, it's bigger than, you know, money. It's bigger than a woman. It's bigger than, you know, gold and silver. You know, it's about your life.
Yep.
It's about your future. So, you know, to the guy that wrote the extensive letter, you know, a comment, you know, hey man, listen, if you're winning over Italy, win.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in America and you got a female that do anything that you ask her to do, get her something positive to do. You know, do something that, if you got a mind that's willing to do all of that, that's willing to sell her body for you, why don't you still lift her skirt, lift her brain? You know, and get the same amount of money. Because I'm telling you, if she get a job for $200,000 and she breaking you off anyway, it's gonna balance out the same. Because by the time you get through buying your Gucci, your Louis, you know, your jewelry, your minks, your diamonds, and your cars, you know, by the time you get through paying for hotel bills and paying for her dance outfits or paying for her heels and so on and so forth, it's gonna balance out to the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to probably end up with a couple $100,000 to $300,000 profit. You know, if that. If you're a bad money manager, you're going to end up with nothing. So, you know, I'm just giving you a better alternative. I'm not saying, you know, don't get your money or throw your dame, you know, in the gutter. I'm just saying just find better ways to, you know, do business with her, you know, because if you don't, then you're going to be one of the statistics. I'm going to be opening up the newspaper, I'm going to be on the internet, I'm going to be browsing the internet, and your mugshot going to pop up. Mm-hmm. Because that's one of the things about the dope game. Everybody in the dope gang said, I can beat the game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't like so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? Dude was sloppy with his business. Dude talked on the phone. But they never calculate that in the dope game, once you get that 2 keys, that 10 keys, that's 10 individuals that you have to deal with that may not be as bright as you. And if one of them get caught, and one of them attract the attention of law enforcement, and they tap their phone, and when he called you to get that weight, guess what? They're going to be listening, and then that's going to make them investigate you and investigate whoever you dealing with. So brothers finally figured out, like, man, you know, we got to hustle up under the radar. The game ain't as sweet as it used to be. Yeah. You know, you stop seeing brothers walk around, you know, like they were the man and that they had to work. They started dealing with specific people. Yep. You know, and they even the discreet ones, they still go to jail. Yep. Now you got brothers that I know about 100 brothers that just got out after doing 15, 20, 30 years. And all of them got jobs, mostly in car lots. Yeah. As good salesmen. And most of them, you know, working at factories. You know, that finally opened up the doors and let ex-convict works like FedEx and UPS, you know, and they wouldn't trade. They happy to be around their kids, even though their kids is grown now. Yeah. You know, they happy to be with that old one chick, you know, that they met, you know, probably at the welfare building or met on the bus while they was going looking for jobs in jail. You know, they happy. But if I could have told them 30 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever the time period that they did, that listen, man, you know, that hey, don't go over there. It's Indians over there. I got the arrows in me to prove it. I don't think that they would have went over that hill. I think they would have said, man, listen, you know, I'd rather do what I'm doing now 30 years later working, because if I'd have worked all these years, I probably would have accumulated the same amount of money that I end up hustling for. And that's all I'm trying to do, man, is just, you know, give brothers a better perspective. Now, a lot of people don't, you know, like me to talk like this, but I got an easy remedy for you. Just go and get some of my old stuff off the internet. You know, I got a bunch of clown buffoonery on the internet that I did, you know, when I wasn't as wise as I am today. Yeah. You know, I was just talking shit and swallowing spit. I got plenty. Go get Pimp Some Hoes Down and watch that. You know, I talk plenty of garbage on there. But now it's just I'm just an older dude, man. I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? You know, I look out my window. I see palm trees. I see lakes, beach. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I'm down here in Miami. You know, living it up, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm traveling all over the country. Those of you who follow me on Snapchat, hey man, that shit ain't free. You know what I mean? So I'm doing it, and I ain't got nobody following me around talking about some breaking 19, 10-4, the suspect this and no, they ain't investigating me. If they investigate me, then they wasting manpower. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They need to take that and go investigate somebody that they need to be investigating, because I ain't doing nothing. Hey man, I'm cleaning in the board of health, man. Hey man, look, I ain't got a picture of a crime. You know what I'm saying? I don't even watch crime movies. That's what I don't do crime. You know, so look, man, you know, read it and read, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just trying to give y'all some game, man. Because it's a simple thing, man. If you want to do what you never did, man, you got to go where you never been. You know, you got to become who you never were. You know what I'm saying? You got to change your aptitude. You have to change your attitude, and that's how it go. You know, you can't grow if you think in the same way, because whatever the mind believes and conceives, the mind can achieve. The key to all of this, people out there, is thinking. Yeah. Thinking. It's a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Basically what the book is saying is that thoughts are things. As a man thinketh, so is he. So you got to think. And believe me, if you think about what you want to be, hard enough and long enough, you're going to eventually be that. It might not happen the first day. If you set a goal in the plan, it's no different than a GPS. Eventually you're going to get to where you're going, because now you have a roadmap. You have a specific destination that you're trying to go. And that's what this is all about. As old as I am, and as long as I've been in the game, I still read my goals every day. And what reading your goals does is it keep you focused, because your mind can get distracted from TV, get distracted from what's going on with you in your family life, you and your girl, you at your job, or whatever in your business. So you got to constantly remind yourself to stay on point.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to teach these young brothers. Stay on point. Write your goals down. Follow your goals. Tomorrow, don't put off to tomorrow what you can do today. Mm-hmm. It's like steps. If you see a group of steps and it's 100 steps, you say, wow, that's a lot of steps. Don't look at the 100 steps. Look at the first step. Take that first step. Then once you take that first step, you got another first step. You got 100 first steps. You just repeat what you did 100 times, taking that first step, and eventually you would get to the top.
Yeah, I guess it remove that type of mindset where you think, okay, it's 100 steps, but I could probably jump and hit the 13th step and gain higher than taking step by step. If you miss that step, you're gonna slip and bust your mouth.
Hey, any great man that ever achieved anything had multiple failures.
Yeah.
You can look at T.D. Jakes, you can look at Benjamin Franklin, all of those people. But what keeps those people succeeding is the fact that they never give up. A winner never quit, a quitter never win.
Hey, what's up out there, players and hustlers? I'm here to let you know that we are going to have a great time at Pimpin Ken's birthday in Milwaukee. Okay, this is happening at Mr. J's on June 30th and the Regal Sky Lounge July 1st. Yes, Ice-T will be in the building with all the players and hustlers for my man's birthday. That's right, Kenny Ivy, a.k.a. Pimpin Ken. Church.
Too cool to come 24/7.